We're live. We're live. Welcome to an episode of Wealth is Gangster, man. I got my family back on her. I don't even know if you remember. You my first interview when I first started a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely remember.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having
So
me back, man.
yeah. So we circling back into it's not just my show. This is our show. This is something me and him gonna build on. It's gonna be called Financial Talk. We're gonna be coming on Mondays. You know what I'm saying, at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So we're gonna be talking about investing period. You know what I'm saying, we're gonna be dabbling in anything that got to do with financial. But my kinfolk is more into like the stocks and investing in that end. So we're gonna get into it all, man. So how you doing, man? Introduce yourself and let us know how you've been doing.
I'm good, man. Tremaine Kelly, obviously Tony's cousin. I'm in the military, been in for almost 18 years now. I've been investing and doing this stock thing and, trying to learn the system for about, let's see, probably about a little over, real close to 20 years, actually, in total. I started before I came in the military, my first job and everything. Married, wife, 3 kids, living in Las Vegas now, so I move around a lot. And yeah, I'm just, trying to put my family in a better position to be able to, do things that I didn't have the opportunity to do, my kids, and, put them in a better position than I had when I was growing up and coming up. So, and then also, trying to teach people about the same thing, that you don't have to just live off Social Security. That doesn't have to be your only means of money and only means of income when you're done working. So just trying to reach who will listen. And I know it's not going to reach everybody, but the people who do, it does reach. They're going to be really glad they got this information, because this is information you're not going to learn in school. They're not going to teach you this. And most family members, especially in our type of communities, they don't know this information, so they can't even pass it down, right? So you just got to know where to tap in, know where to get some information, and use it. Like, do the research. Don't believe what I'm telling you as like gospel. I'm telling you this from my experience, but you're going to have to fact check it yourself, because you might think I'm just out here spitting lies, like, oh, this is not going to work for me. And I thought the same thing, I see Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and all them. I'm like, why can't it be me? Why can't I have money where, I can go to the grocery store and buy whatever I want? Why I got to be like, I got $100, I got to make it last 2 weeks. What can I get? Like, I don't want to live like that. And that's not how I live anymore. But I did go through that phase. So once you start getting into this game and you start making money, you'll see that there's a better life on the other side, man.
Yeah, and I love, because we had talks, years ago, from even when we start in college and everything. And it's important to let people know you can start, because I always tell people when they talk about, well, I don't have enough money to invest, I can't do this. It starts with a mindset first. Before you even invest your first dollar, before you even do any of that, you have to have the mindset to know not the microwavable. You got to be able to put something away and not, spend it, because where we come from, the culture, we want it in the bank, or we want it in under our bed, because we want to be able to go get it and spend it real quick. We don't know nothing about putting some money into something, and we'll don't even worry about that for the next 5-10 years. You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole nother topic too. Using other people's money. Once you learn that part of it too, you getting all this other stuff, building your assets, and you not even use your own money. I've made plenty of money off borrowed money and gave them $20-$30, and I'd have made a few hundred. So you just got to learn. When you learn the game, there's so many ways to do it.
And that's what we're gonna cover. We're gonna cover a lot of different ways. Like I say, tonight is just the intro. It's gonna be called Financial Talk. We're gonna be coming on Mondays at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Family, like he said, he's been moving around. I ain't no worries. That last time he was in Antarctica or some damn where, I don't know where.
Yeah.
Every time I hit him, I'm like, "Where you at?" He's like, "Oh man, I'm in Vegas now." I'm like, "Okay, God, you back in the States, man."
Back in the States.
But yeah, I think this is very important, because when you're talking about the money, it's a mindset. And like before we came on, I was telling Kim folk, because I've been in investing, but I come from a different background. Family was in the military. I was like more toward the streets and just a personal entrepreneur trying to figure out my way. So he had more of a steady climb to come up, and that's why I tell people, if you get a job, you can build wealth with a job. You just, because you got that steady income, it's just a mindset of what you're going to do with each check. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why, and it's same for the guys that don't have a job, or you go to school. Any kind of money that you get, if you get the right mentality, you start putting it up, it'll start adding up.
Yep.
I made an investment a few years ago about I was going to go more into the community and more into the youth and all that. And I don't regret that investment. But like I was telling family, I put $100,000 into the community and you know what I'm saying? And it didn't come back the way I want as far as the money and as far as the energy. So me, us having this show is me really documenting me putting back into myself, me putting back into my brands, and me getting back on the side of just stocks. I've been in my stock portfolio all day and all, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And I hadn't been doing that because for the last few years, everything I get, I was building youth programs. I was doing this. I was buying a youth center. I was doing all that type of stuff. So now I'm just back focusing on just personally how to get myself situated. So I can do more of that stuff because, like I was telling family before we came on, if I would have just kept myself first and focused on getting myself right, then I could have put more into and then I wouldn't have to worry about the donations and this and that. So I kind of went around it the wrong way. I don't feel like I went around the wrong way because my heart was in the right spot, but financially, as where I could have been at, I put myself in the wrong position. You know what I'm saying? So this show is definitely transparent. Definitely is about now that we're not the richest. We're not even talking about money about the riches. We're the richest and we're doing the best. It's about a mindset that it takes to start building it, and it don't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I definitely wanted him on because he's the guy that I look to, I talk to, and I wanted to start having more conversation with. So this is not even just us having a show. This is me talking to family about financial talk because I know we need to have. I needed that conversation more with him. So this is part of me just having him on, but we're having these conversations that I would like to have personally anyway. So we're just doing it publicly. You know what I'm saying? So if you meet somebody today and they tell you, "Man, I just got this little factory job. I'm bringing in maybe $2,500 a month, $2,000 a month, whatever." What would you tell them the first steps of wanting to start putting something back or start investing in something? What would you give them advice as far as the first steps to what they should start doing?
Well, like you said, it definitely starts with mindset first, right? Because if not, you're going to put that money up, and then as soon as something happens, you're going to take it out. Yeah. You're not going to be thinking about the whole, like, okay, this is my future that I'm investing in, or my kids' future that I'm investing in. So mindset is definitely number one. And to get that, for me, it was reading books, because I don't like to go into something blindly. I don't like to be uneducated on something, especially if I'm putting my money into it. So I read books, right? So once I got those books and that knowledge down, I started applying some of that knowledge to how they say it applied, right? So the first real book that I read was called, it wasn't Beating the Streak. It was Trend Commandments. And that book basically talks about different trends that happen in the market. You know how it goes up and goes down, and it comes in waves, like just like everything else. And it's like, okay, you need to know how to spot it, how to get in it, and then when to get out. So that was my first book. I was like, okay, I understand the concept. Let me throw some money into it. And I started with $50.
Yeah.
So people think that they need a lot of money. They really don't. I started with $50, and I turned mine. At that $50, I had turned into, at the time, it was a little over $9,000. And before I didn't have the right mindset like I should have. Yeah. So I was still young, and I took all that money out and blew it. I couldn't tell you what I bought right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was my first thing. And then like I kick myself now because I was, so if you look at Facebook, aka Meta, it's like at $500 some a share right now. I had it at $50 a share. $50.
Yeah.
That is 10x. I could have had 10x my money if I would have just left it in there and not did anything. Same with Google, same with Tesla. I had Tesla when Tesla was under $100 a share before it split twice.
Yeah.
So, like, I could legit be not worried about money and living on an island somewhere right now if I had the right mindset starting out. So that's the first thing. But after you get some knowledge, you're gonna want to start, right? So everybody, I kind of recommend starting out with Robinhood first because it's easy. It's on your phone. You can look at stuff, and then when you're ready to really do it and get bigger, get you a brokerage, an actual brokerage. Charles Schwab, T. Rowe Price. There's a few different ones out there that you can use.
Yeah, Fidelity.
TD Ameritrade, all those like
TD Ameritrade is Charles Schwab because I had TD
yeah.
Ameritrade. Now Charles Schwab bought them out.
So, but there's still a whole bunch out there, right? So,
yeah.
You can find one of those, and then once you do that, you can start getting services from those companies to help you out. Like you don't have to do it by yourself. So some of those, when you open accounts with some of these companies, they want you to succeed because they're holding your money, right? They want you to keep your money with them. So they're gonna talk to you like, hey, I recommend this, I recommend that, and you can kind of decide what you want to do off that. And that's basically free legal advice that you get just for having an account with that company. So that's how I would start. If I was anybody brand new, I would start get you a free Robinhood account, because with that free Robinhood account, what you're gonna do is get a stock just for opening an account. You're gonna get a free stock. You ain't got to pay no money. You ain't got to pay nothing. It's gonna give you a free stock. So that's your very first stock. And even if you don't want to, you don't have to do nothing. You can watch how that stock moves and decide, okay, I might want to buy something like this that's stable, or something like this that's risky. So however you want to put your money, and then you can kind of monitor the situation without actually throwing your money in at that point, because you have a stock. It's like me saying, okay, you want to invest here, I'm gonna start you out, and then you ain't got to do nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no better way, right? There's no you can't better than free. You can't get that. So that's how I recommend people start out, for sure.
Definitely. And the first question I always get, because I talk to a lot of the youth, and I talk to a lot of the community about that. The first thing was, well, what I'm gonna buy? I said, well, where you spend the most money at? That's my first reply is, wherever you spend the most money at, that's who you need to be trying to buy. If you're at Starbucks, if you're at Walmart a lot, if you spending a lot of money on Amazon, that's easy. That should be your first stocks you look into, and you don't have to buy the whole share. You can start averaging in and just putting whatever. And another thing I get is, well, I don't have the money. I'm like, okay, how many times you went to the fast food this week? How many times did you buy this or buy that? You got to sacrifice a little bit. You might not, if you go to McDonald's 5 times a week, go 2 times a week. Those other 3 times, start throwing that in the market. Look for it like that, and so you won't have to worry about taking it out your bill money. Take it out the money you already just throwing away anyway.
Yep. And I spend to people the same way, that way. And I'm like, look, you're young right now. Would you rather have money when you're young and you can do different jobs or whatever you want, or older when you don't have as many options, when you don't want to work, you still got money working for you and coming in? Like, which one would you rather have? And that's how I looked at it. That's how I've always looked at it. That's why I'm like, okay, it makes sense to me that I want to retire one day, right? Like, I want to not necessarily not do anything, but if I don't want to, I don't have to. I want to have that option. So with me, it was always like, okay, I could put money up for later. If I need money now, I can go get a second job and be fine, but when I'm 62, 65, I can't work 2 jobs. That's not going to happen. So I'm basically doing is using my energy and my muscle now while I'm younger. And then when I'm older, letting my mind work and make that money. So that's kind of how you got to look at it when you starting this thing, because it's not going to come overnight. People are not going to make money overnight. I know some people did with crypto and all that, but you got to think somebody's throwing at least 10 grand into something that's 1,000 of a penny. Like, and how many people got 10 grand to just throw on one investment like that?
And you got to let it sit, and it ain't even in 10 grand for sure. But you know what, family, what got me into investing, man, I was told in 2010 when I was in Atlanta from a partner, man, Bitcoin. I said, man, I don't know nothing about no Bitcoin. I was laughing at him, looking crazy. If I would have put $100 into Bitcoin in 2010 when he was telling me about it, when I laughed at him and all that, that would have made me hundreds of $1,000s, just $100. So, but I didn't think about it like that. I ain't even, and $100, I used to blow that on all kind of stuff. So I could have just threw that in there, even if it never became nothing. I still would have been okay. You know what I'm saying? So that made my mind open up to, like, I got money and stuff now that I just throw it in there. Like, I'll wait. Some things that you really strategic and you really want to catch the highs and lows, and but it's some things that, like you said, you might wake up one day and that thing just shoot out the box. But then the problem is, a lot of the people, when it do shoot up, when you hear about, oh man, I made $1 million off Shiba, I made $1 million off this, I made $1 million off that. Those people was in there before it got hot. If it hit Facebook and you're trying to jump in now, it's too late. You're finna get the rug pulled from up under you, because people that been invested, you're finna start cashing out. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be in there early, and you just got to think about it as a long-term thing. Just forget about it. Just forget about it.
And that's where the mindset comes in, right? Because when you think about it, you're like, okay, why am I putting money into something I don't understand?
Yeah.
That's like me telling you right now, like, hey man, you know, I got this penny that I'm gonna turn into $100. I want you to invest with me right now. You know, give me $10,000 and watch when I do this, you're gonna be a millionaire, man. Yeah. Like nobody's gonna do that because they don't understand it. But if I break it down, give you the technology or whatever, then that's different. One and two, we don't listen to broke people, right? Like if somebody's telling me to do something and I see that they don't have money, why am I gonna listen to them? I'm not. Like that's enough. That's just human psychology, right? You gravitate towards what you basically what you are, right? Or who you hang around. Yeah. I know you've heard that you're the sum of like your 5 closest friends. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, nah, it's for real. And what we need to realize is just it's a mindset to change your life. So if you're really trying to change your life, you're not going to do it at these jobs. And that's why I always say you can build wealth at a job. It's just what you're going to do while you're at that job. Because I'm not against a job. I'm against we just get our check and we spend it every paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this show, man, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. We're going to cover a lot of different subjects. I just wanted to get the introduction because I got my guys. He working on the intro song for the intro beat. So we're gonna get this into like a real production show. You know, I just wanted to get it started and get the just get the juices flowing on what we're gonna be talking about, what we're gonna be covering, and why this show is gonna be so important because. I'm gonna have to do our disclaimer. So by next week, I'm gonna have the disclaimer because we're gonna be talking about a lot of financial stuff. I don't want to be live
right now. Yeah, for financial advisors, you do not have to take advice from us. You can't sue us if an investment goes wrong that we're talking about. We're talking about our personal experiences and our personal circumstances.
Yeah, that's gonna be the disclaimer. So we're gonna kick the shows off that because most of it's gonna be a mindset. You don't have to listen to what I say because we're actually in it still too, and that's what we want to be transparent about. That's why I brought up my investment, what I've been doing, but now what I'm looking at my Robinhood account now. So it becomes an adrenaline rush. It starts, once you get into it. Like I tell people, I spend money too. I love to spend money, but I just love to spend money. I like to see my money in the market. I like to see my money in different places. So I'm just like the spender that goes to the mall and buys shoes and all this. I'm just addicted to this type of spending. You know what I'm saying? So this is all we're gonna be talking about. I know family got a lot going on today, but I just wanted him to come on, get the juices flowing, let y'all know we're gonna be over here every Monday called Financial Talk. We got a lot of different things gonna be coming. So if you just tap in, anything else you want to say before we cut it out for the night, fam?
No, not really, man. I'm excited to start the show. I'm excited to get this rolling. There's a lot of stuff to it, and I'm excited to share. And I know we both gonna get into it and drop some knowledge for people. So if they tuned in and they listening, they gonna get some heat.
There's
some tools.
And I'm gonna be taking those too because family don't be playing with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just more of her like I'm actually living. We're both actually living it, but he's been deep into it. I kind of just do it. Like I'm one of those investors. I just invest because I know that it's better. I just like my money being in different things. So this is what we're gonna be doing. But this show is called Financial Talk. Want y'all to like, subscribe, share. Go follow family Tryemaine Kelly on Facebook. What's your Instagram, fam?
It's I think it's TK222001.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I got the email when I asked you. I'm like, I've been having this email. I just ain't emailed you in a long time, man. And you go follow me at Wealth is Gangsta on Instagram and Wealth is Gangsta, obviously, here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll be back here next Monday when we'll start our full show and we'll have a topic, man. So I thank everybody for chopping in. Everybody that's going to be kicking in later, leave us some feedback. Leave us different kind of topics that you want in the descriptions, and I'll go back and read them, and we'll cover all kind of things that you want to know when it comes to this finances. I want to thank you again, family, for tapping in with us. Next week we'll be back on Monday, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we'll start off with our full show, man. So I appreciate you, fam. Go get them babies. Go get that food right, man. Tell the family I said what's up, and I'll be talking to you this week so we can start brainstorming on what we're gonna be talking about.
All right, sounds good, man. I'll see you later.
All right, love, man. I'll see y'all later. Peace.